Hello, fellow muddlers. Bruce here. Well, I think the oldest kit you've seen me build was 66 years old, I think. And here we have one that's a bit older. The series was Wayside Buildings by Summit Engineering, and they were out of Clark's Summit, Pennsylvania. It's their kit 101. So I'm assuming it's either their first kit or their second kit, depending on whether they started numbering at 100 or at 101. It's a station, whistle-stop station, and initially sold for the princely sum of $1.25. I picked it up on eBay for a bit more than that. So let's look at first the plans, and then we'll look at what's in the box. First of all, there's a picture of what the final product looks like. Station building here, and then a passenger area over there. I'm still undecided as to whether to build that passenger's roofing area there, the covered-in area, or not. It does come with some fashion of a bench for underneath there, and some interior details for inside the structure. And we'll talk more about what's in the box in a minute. But what I wanted to show you was the year printed on the bottom here, right there, 1953. And since we are now in 2023, with the year fast closing, we're looking at a kit that is 70, soon to be 71 years old. And so now this one becomes the oldest kit that I'm about to assemble. I always like it when they put dates on these. I don't know why every manufacturer did not. Here's some more information. Whistle-stop station, and it's designed by Mr. Castellano, Summit Engineering, Clark Summit, PA. So I don't know what other kits they've made. I'm sure they made a few more. As a matter of fact, I think I might, I don't know. I'm not sure I built one. But anyway, one page of instructions with some helpful diagrams. And one of the things that makes this different than any other kit that I've made is that if you look at this diagram here, these are the trim pieces. They're not laser cut or anything like that. They're just showing you individual pieces of strip wood that and where they will go to form the window trim, the door trim, roof trim, etc. But this is scribe siding, and this is a blank piece of wood. And those two are going to be laminated together. So to the back of the scribe siding goes a second wall, I imagine, for strength. And the second wall, the inner wall, is made out of balsa wood. So the outer wall is not balsa. It's normal basswood, scribe basswood, but the inner wall is balsa wood. Only for the peaked walls do they have that. The side walls are not double layer. Interesting, but we'll see. Here you see some interior detailing. They're showing a bench, an angled counter here, and a table. And they have all the pieces in there for that to be assembled. Let's look inside the box real quick. Inside this piece of plastic are the benches, the table, and the counter material, and I think the chimney material. The roofing is printed cardstock with the shingles printed right on, very thin material. We'll see if I use that or not. We'll see. It doesn't look too bad. Some plastic pieces which I assume are on that passengers section, that exterior passengers area. We have strip wood for trim. I believe this piece here is for the roof cap on the roof. Now let's look at, this strip wood is mostly for trim around the windows, doors, and the roof. So we are in the time period of die cut, and I have to tell you that it is very difficult to see the impressions in this wood. This is the balsa wood. If I put it at the right angle, I can see much of the impressions. I see the bigger window, smaller window door, and on the back side a window not well stamped. Much easier to see on the very thin basswood. I am going to have to very carefully cut these things out, and hopefully, I think these are the two side walls, two end walls. What I might have to do is cut these end walls out because I can see the stampings on them better, and then lay them against the balsa wood backing walls and trim there, because I can't see the vertical lines on these at all. So we'll see. We'll work through it, and probably have to do some additional bracing and so forth. But we'll see what we can make out of a 70-year-old kit that's been sitting around in the box for 7 decades and passed between who knows how many owners without ever seeing the light of day or being made. So when I start building it, I'll come back to this video and you can follow along. Okay, talk to you then. Alrighty, time for a update. Progress on this old kit from Summit Engineering that was sold by them as a station, and I'm making into a little clothing store for one of my great grandkids. And pretty much the original part of the station is done. I got the sign for Aubrey's Apparel. I replaced the windows and door with plastic castings, and I've cut out a picture of a clothing display that I have behind that larger window. I think I've mentioned I did use one of the original windows on the back, but I replaced the door on the other side as well. You can see I've got the floor installed. I used a piece of 1/32 thickness plywood, and I will be putting a foundation under it, just 1 block high all the way around. And I'm ready for my roofing. I've colored what will be exposed as brown, and these will be going on quite shortly. And something like that. And still thinking I'll use the original roofing material, but we'll see. But I wanted to put an addition off to one side of the building to make the store a little bit bigger. They had provided this type of roofing, which was going to go over the passenger shelter, and I'm going to try to use that same piece of roofing material. So I'm going to very carefully have to try to take some measurements and get everything right so I can use this. So I've mocked up the addition with cardboard, and I can learn from that. Either this make it a little bit smaller, a little bit longer, whatever. But I'm going to get this roof on first because the roof is going to overhang that and could interfere with it. And so I will be notching a bit of this roof out, which won't be seen. It'll be covered by this roof when I put it on. And yeah, we'll play around with it for a while yet. And I'll come back when I'm ready to work on that addition. But next thing up is to put this subroof on, and then we can move forward. All right, talk to you again soon. Well, time for another short update. Show you what's going on with Aubrey's apparel. I have the addition added on to Aubrey's little store. Got the trim painted, and I still have to do the roof. This is the roofing material that was supplied 70 years ago, just printed. Looks too flat, doesn't look 3D. Aubrey would give me a little piece of her mind. She's 4.5 years old now, and certainly would think that Great Grandpa could do a little bit better than that, so he's going to do it. So that is where we're at. I have to add the foundation. So I'm trying something a little bit different. You've seen a video where I used a wood burning tool to burn divisions between blocks and so forth using the wood burning tool. What I'm doing here is I have a piece of 3/32 by 3/32 strip wood, which is about 9 inches high, and I'm putting with a triangular file grooves in it to form mortar lines. Anywhere from 8 inches to 14 inches apart to look like a cut stone foundation. And this will be, as I said, the mortar lines between it, and we'll see how that turns out compared to using the wood burning tool. So I think I will start by rubbing some light gray paint across the entire piece of strip wood, and that'll add it look like the mortar lines, and then come back with a darker gray, and that'll be the surface of the wood. So yeah, see how that works out, and we'll talk to you again soon. Well, here we are. The kit is now done. Summit Engineering's 70-year-old kit finally put together after sitting on I don't know how many modular shelves for how long, but yeah, it's been modified quite a bit. Instead of having it be a station with a passenger area on this side, I've made it into a little shop named after our oldest great-grandchild, Aubrey. And yeah, I wanted to try to use this roofing material, but I got to tell you, it's just, nothing I tried made it pop. And we've talked about this before on the older kits. One important way to kind of modernize it is to use more modern roofing materials. So I put a slate roof on it, colored the slate. These were really just gray shingles, but colored it the way I talked about in one of my earlier videos, using Prismacolor markers. Chimney, the foundation using the wood strip turned out okay, and put a little, when I go to put it onto the layout, I'll put a little front step area like that, and I'll put one on the side as well. And yeah, that's my oldest kit that I've ever built. This part of the building is substantially the way it started anyway. All the roofing, subroofs are from the original kit. All four of the walls on this side are. I just changed the windows, as I mentioned, to put a display window in there and put styrene doors in instead of wooden doors. And there you go. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you have not already done so, please subscribe to the channel. This will be the last video of, or maybe it'll be the first video of the new year by the time you see it. But either way, I hope you and your families have happy, healthy New Year's, and I'll see you in 2024 with more videos on builds and layout construction and layout visits and whatever else tickles my fancy at the moment. So hope to see you there. Take care.